Hello Sangha, and welcome to day 4 of our 10 days in June. The sun is still very warm. I was thinking about it today, and I've spoke about Indra Mohan a lot the last few days, and she says, you know, like at some point the sun will go, right, and we'll be left with our grey skies. And when we practice, we have this opportunity to have a sense of stillness and calmness, and that too will go, right? Like something will happen in life where we feel somebody said the wrong thing or we've done the wrong thing, but it's to try and bring ourselves back when we need to revisit that moment of calmness in our practice, of stillness and steadiness, and to relive those moments rather than relive the moments that maybe we sometimes relive. So we're going to have a gentler practice today. I'm at home, obviously. Thompson is there. We're both very warm. So we'll have a gentle practice where you just get to move and get the joints a bit more lubricated through movement. And one of my teachers, Gary, says motion is lotion. Okay, so let's get ourselves moving. So let's start lying on our back. Placing one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Before we begin, just feel the surface that your feet are resting on. So feel the texture, feel the temperature. Thompson's trying to find somewhere cool to rest. And take a few moments just to be a bit more still. And begin today by hugging your knees toward your chest, taking your hips from side to side, massaging your back against the floor. Good, see how that feels for you. Keep your feet up off the floor, take your arms wide, and let your knees gently move from side to side. So they come out to one side, back to the center, and off to the other side, and back to the center. Okay, going one way, back to the center. Take your time, okay? So there's a couple of options that we can do here. You can let your knees come out to one side and take the hand from that side on the higher knee and gently push it down. You get a little bit deeper into this movement. And then you can try that on the other side. Taking your knees out to the other side and taking your hand from that side to the higher knee and gently pushing down. You can also turn your head to the opposite side when you make this movement. Bring your knees back to the center. Hug them in towards you. Okay. Hello, Thompson. And circle anything around that feels good. And then roll yourself out to the side, push into the floor, and come up to a seated position that's helpful for you. Okay. Let your hips shuffle a little bit further back. Let your fingers rest in front of your shins, and we're going to breathe into our upper back. So take an inhale and imagine inflating your upper back like a balloon, okay? So let it inflate slowly. And as you exhale, let it soften. Do that one more time. Inflate into your upper back. And let it relax slowly. Take your arms up into cactus arms, squeeze your elbows a little further back, and start to breathe into the front of your chest. So take an inhale into the front of your chest, and exhale, let it relax, and try that one more time. Inhale into the front, so up all the way from the base of your ribs up to the top of your ribs, inflating the whole front of your body. And let it relax. Place your left hand down, reach your right hand up. We're going slightly over to the side. And we're going to inflate and expand the ribs. So I've used this analogy before. We open up like an accordion, okay? So inhale into your side ribs. And let them relax. And try that one more time. Good. And then try the other side. Reaching up and over. Inhale into your ribs once more. And exhale, let it relax. And one more time. When you come back to the center, think about the whole of your upper torso. So your ribs, the front, the back, all expand. And as you inhale, try and keep that length. And as you exhale, draw your belly slightly in. Okay, so let your hands rest somewhere comfortably. And as you inhale, expand the sides, the front, the back. And as you exhale, draw the belly in. Try that one more time. Good. And then give everything a wee shake off. Okay. Take your hands, clasp them together, and just start to make a movement like this through your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders. Just getting some movement here. And then take your hands and spread your fingers wide and then squeeze them tight. Spread your fingers wide and then squeeze them tight. Okay, do that a couple more times. Spreading and squeezing, spreading and squeezing. And then make some circles with your wrists. See if you can do them the opposite way. Little clicks in my wrists. Okay. And then like we did yesterday, take your arms up higher and get the movement in your elbows. Okay, so you can do this a few ways. You can try and get your elbows going at the same time. Okay, so you're kind of moving like two windmills. Or you can do them separately. It's kind of a little exercise in coordination. Okay, you can have them going the opposite way. And then place your fingers on your shoulders and start to really make big circles with your elbows. And change direction. Okay. Clasp your hands towards your chest, take an inhale, sit a little bit taller. As you exhale, take your fingers forward, push your palms out, tuck your chin in, and lift your arms all the way up over your head. Reach them a little bit further back. Release them, bring them behind your back, clasp your hands. Take an inhale, sit a little taller, draw your fingers towards the floor, and then bring your fingers away from your lower back. Okay, you can see it as I turn to the side, and let them come down. Give them a shake off. Clasp your hands, see which thumb's at the top. That's probably it'll be your habitual way of clasping your hands. So unclasp them and slide them all up one digit and clasp them together again. Bring them towards your heart, take an inhale. And exhale, take your fingers forward. Push your palms out, tuck your chin in. Inhale all the way up over your head, reaching a little bit further back. Let your hands come behind your back. See if you can clasp your hands behind your back in your unhabitual way. And draw your fingers towards the floor and then reach them out behind. And let them come down. Give them a wee shake off. Roll through your shoulders. Take your left leg slightly out to the side and hug in your right knee. You can see what our mobility is like, touching our knee and our nose, touching our toes and our nose. You might find the heat has given you a bit more mobility the last few days, okay? So take your toes, spread them and squeeze them. Same things we did with the wrist and the hands and the fingers, okay? So spread them and squeeze them, spread them and squeeze them, and then start to make circles with your foot. You'll feel the muscles underneath your hands, the anterior tibialis, as it reaches down into the foot and helps the movement. Okay, And then start to circle your knee around, taking the movement into your hip. And then hold your thigh and circle your foot around in a circle. So you're getting a wee bit more movement in your knee. So the knee is kind of a hinge joint, but it also has some internal and external movement to it. And then hold your knee, hold your foot, and gently cradle it. Bring your left hand to your left foot. And you can use your right hand for balance or whatever you need for balance. You can do whatever you like with this hand. You can also use it to help with the movement in a moment. So we're taking the foot out wide and then bringing it back to the groin. Okay, so try that a few times. Out wide and back to the groin. Out wide and back to the groin. Now try and bring it to your shoulder. Out wide and to your shoulder. Out wide and to your shoulder. Okay, last one, out wide and to your shoulder. You can do one more actually. You can take it out wide and then try and take a call. Hi there. Okay, take it out and bring it in. And then gently rock it from side to side. Good. Let's take that foot out. Bring the other leg in. Take your hands around your knee. Bring your knee towards your nose. A little mobility test there. Hold your foot, touch your toes and your nose. See how that feels? Okay. And then both hands around your knee again. Spread your toes and squeeze your toes. Spread them and squeeze them. Good. Spread and squeeze. Spread your toes and squeeze them together. And then start to circle your toes around. Good. Going one way and then going the opposite way. Good. And then hold the thigh and let the foot make circles. Making circles, working into your knee, circling the opposite way. And then take the movement into your hip. It's kind of just loosening everything up. You know, like when the yoga postures were spoke about, sometimes they said there was 8.4 million yoga postures, right? Which means basically almost all our movements can be a yoga posture, because it's not about the shape that we make with our bodies, it's about our focus and about slow breath, okay? Which is what differentiates yoga practice from other practices, is the focus, the mental focus and the breathing focus, okay? And then let it go from side to side. Maybe cradle it in, your elbow around your foot, your elbow around your knee. And then bring your foot to your groin and open it up. Bring it back in and open it up. Bring it back in, open it up, once or twice more. And then you can take it towards the shoulder. Out and in towards the shoulder, taking it out, and then do the last one, take it out and bring it towards your ear, and then let that leg relax. Give both legs a wee shake off, tap them up and down, see how that feels, and then come briefly to cat and cow posture. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, let your back lift up and open up like an umbrella, and then let your belly come down and take your gaze forward. Letting your back come up, slowly exhaling, letting your belly come down. You can also inhale into that too. The slowness of breath is what we're looking for, not necessarily we can only inhale with this movement or exhale with that movement. And then start to make a bit more free movement through your spine, side to side movement, making circles, seeing how it feels. And then we'll do one little rotation on either side. So reach back with your left foot, put your toes on the floor, And inhale, reach up with your right hand. Exhale, let it come down. Let your left knee come down, reach out with your right foot, tuck your toes underneath, and inhale, reach up with your left hand. Exhale, let it come down. Okay? Let's do that one more time, actually, either side. So your left foot is extending back, toes on the floor. Inhale up. Exhale down. Try it on the other side. Inhale up. And exhale down. Let your knees come together, your hips come to rest on your heels. Try kneeling today for the first time. Maybe it's your first time, maybe you've been kneeling all day. Then maybe into a squat. Just making sure we cover these movements most days. And then come to a seated position. Maybe take a cushion underneath your hips. Let your knees rest out to the side. Let your palms rest somewhere that feels helpful for you. That can be laying in your lap, over your abdomen, over your heart, on your thighs. And let's take our focus to slow breaths. Slow in, slow out. Maybe even add some sound to the breath by controlling it. So letting it come out slowly. So we create a little bit more resistance in our breath. And if it feels okay for you, elongate the pause at the end of your exhale. So take a smooth, slow inhale, and even longer, smoother exhale. And then a pause at the end of your exhale. If you have time to lay down and relax, take some time to lay down and relax. Either stop the video or pause the video and just rest. So you might be doing this on a Sunday and you may have more time to rest. Whenever you feel you want to move, you can take some movement in your fingers, some movement in your toes. You can reach out in any way that feels good, extending, side bending, turning. Whatever movements feel helpful for you today. And whenever you're ready, let your fingertips connect, the base of your palms connect. Take another slow breath or two here. Thank you, everybody. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to everyone else. See you tomorrow for day 5.